What's going on, guys? Welcome to Hugo Builds. As you can see behind me, it is a beautiful fall day. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We're building a house, or technically we finished building a house. We've been living in it for about a year. This episode is going to be all about the landscaping, specifically the deck and the privacy wall that we built that we've been using all summer. The deck itself is super simple. Like I mentioned, it's just a single, slightly elevated platform. We're about a foot off the ground, and it's a 12 by 14 foot long deck. I think we're still under 600 mils or 2 feet for you guys above the ground, so we wouldn't have needed a railing, but just for extra comfort, we built this stair all around, and that just feels like it opens up the entire yard to the deck. No matter where you are, you can kind of stand up. The dog absolutely loves it, and it acts as extra seating when those 4 chairs are all full. These chairs were an awesome investment. This is like as comfortable as our living room couch. We spend a lot of time out here. Another thing that was really important was privacy. Our house backs on to a commercial parking lot, so there is some traffic back here, and in order to keep this deck nice and private, we built an 8-foot tall privacy wall, which is just deck boards with a 1-inch space in between, and then we left the top space open, and that allows the morning sun to come in and illuminate the deck. Not only does it give us more privacy when we're sitting on here, it creates a sense of space. It kind of encloses the backyard a little bit, so it feels a little bit more intimate, and especially at night, once these lights are turned on, it creates a super nice atmosphere in here. And of course, with the new deck, we needed a new grill. It's one thing that I have been doing my whole life is buying cheap barbecues that last a year or two. This guy, we spent the money, we got a Weber grill. I'm happy we went with the better grill, and we hooked it up to natural gas, so there is no more replacing propane tanks. Finally, one of the last things is our garbage storage box. This is an openable top. It has gas struts that open this top. The box has been working out great. You can see from the other side, I did kind of a double barn door, so we can put all the big recycling bins, garbage bins, and then if we need to throw something directly from the backyard, we just open this thing up and throw our stuff in here. It's now early fall. We've been using this deck for a few months. We love it. So let's take a little trip back in time to April and see how we built this thing. It is a beautiful April day. What we're going to be talking about today is our deck. As you can see behind me, there's a few sonotubes in the ground. We have 3 posts. They're roughly 48 inches, pretty much as far as the auger can go. So I did mark the finished elevation of my deck on the wall here. I'll have to cut up some of this siding to actually put my ledger board on. We have rented a concrete mixer here. This is an electric mixer, so you press a button, it's gonna spin. We put some bags, use the hole, fill this with water, and then it's kind of a wheelbarrow as well that it tilts down, and we can pour that into the actual post base. What I want to do right now is start getting the ledger board ready. So I'm actually going to have to cut some siding and the strapping behind there. I took my circular saw, I set the depth to about 1.5 inches, so that's for the strapping and for the board itself, which are both 3/4. It's raining, it's day 2, but it is the weekend, so I want to keep going on this deck. What I also did just for safety is I kind of taped the bottom of this, and I taped every little perforation that was made by the siding. Now I'm going to put the piece of flashing in here. It's just a piece of aluminum flashing. I'm going to use a few galvanized nails to just hold it in place, and then we're going to put the ledger on top of that. We have a second piece of flashing that actually goes over it, so any water that might get behind the siding will actually go over that board, so the ledger will not rot out for a really long time. We have another beautiful day. Isa is outside helping me out because there's sun today. We made a little jig or template. We use that to place our joist hangers, put them underneath like this, and then we just screw and nail them in place, and then we move on to the next one. We have the flashing on, so the top ledge of this ledger is going to be properly protected. All I have to do is actually make sure that this beam is square to the house. The ledger board is 16 feet, this is 16 feet, so it needs to be really properly aligned. And then we're going to level this beam, so you might have to shim it just a little bit, fasten it in place, and then we will be ready to hang some joists. As you can see behind me here, we have a few joists up and a little bit of blocking on this side. I'm going to continue the blocking here on in the middle. Last night I had a little bit of time outside, I had a few beers, did a little bit of work on the deck, so we're just going to keep going today. Beautiful, beautiful day. I think this is the nicest spring day we've had so far. The vertical piers are up. These have a second joist that they're sandwiched in between. I put this blocking on either side, and then that's screwed in on both sides of the joist. For this one here, which is on the cantilevered side, I added a little block right in front just to add some rigidity here. These are gonna have a 2x4 running at the top and the bottom to just solidify the entire structure. We are ready to install some decking. Last night I managed to get a little bit more than half the decking in, and we stopped because we were starting to run in a little bit of a bow. My boards were kind of bulging out in the middle. This is due to the wood not being straight at all. What I've been doing to correct that is that I screw it on one end, and then I've been using a strap, a ratchet strap, against the post to straighten that back up. It's easy to stray from a perfect line, so right now, because we're coming to the edge of the deck, I want all these to be straight. I'm using just my chalk line as a string, and I'm putting a little nail at the end, and I'm making sure that every single board is straight while I go. For the last board, I did choose one that was really nice and straight, and then I'm gonna mark that location. I'm gonna remove this board and then set my mark back 1.5 inches. That's the thickness of the 2x10 rim joist that's going to be on here. So the last board is going to be nice and flush with the rim joist, and then we're going to put a little skirt on this, which is just an extra deck board laid vertically, and that's going to cap the entire deck onto the garbage box. As you can see, we got our first post up. I'll put 4 of these in, and then I'll build like a 2x4 structure, and I'll clad similar to the privacy wall. All 4 posts are in. I got the steps all finished up. We have to build up the grade a little bit in the back here, but we're going to be doing a bunch of landscaping here, so that won't be a problem at all. Now, what I want to do is get rid of that unsightly shipping container that's in that commercial parking lot, so we're going to build a privacy wall. Another super awesome feature of the yard, which I give all the credit to Isa, is that while I was building the deck, she was putting in the work to build this stone patio. We had a whole bunch of flagstones that we had from the old house just kind of laying around, and she repurposed them in a beautiful way. it expands the whole usable area of the yard a lot more. Another thing that Isa has been working really hard at is the front landscaping. She's been putting in the work all summer to make the front of the house look good. It was kind of the missing puzzle piece to make kind of everything look like one nice perfect package. All the plants are perennials, so these are gonna keep coming back every year, bigger and better. And please, no comments about the lawn. We put in some nice new turf at the beginning of the season and we watered it, but the summer was the hottest on record. We had 40°C days, on and on and on and on, which was great for enjoying the weather, but it was terrible for lawn. Well guys, that will do it for the deck and the landscape video. Here's some bonus content of our driveway being done, and while you're watching that, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed, which I know most of you aren't, please hit that subscribe button. It helps this channel a lot, and you can hit that little notification bell so you can be notified every time we make a new video. So until next time, see you guys.